Hi, my name is Willie, and today we're going to be going over this doohickey. I'm going to call this a power supply box for circulating heat off of a wood burner. So what I have here in a nutshell is I have my power coming in with an on-off switch right here. Lights up when it's on. Doesn't light up when it's off. The power splits two directions off of this. The on-off switch has a 5 amp fuse in here. This is a 5 amp, 12 volt power supply. The power comes in and splits in two different directions. Some of the AC power comes in and powers this box up. And then I have another neutral and hot. The hot coming to this relay, which when this relay comes on, the hot is fed to both of these relays. And the neutral wire comes over here to a wire nut. So I have a wire coming out, going upstairs into the roof to a fan in this duct going upstairs. There's a outlet up there, in which case I can run an extension cord over to another vent in the corner of the room. We're just going to run this one fan for now. But it's going into a receptacle up there, and it's just plugged into it. And when this relay kicks on, which there will be a red light right here when this kicks on, when this relay kicks on, it'll kick that fan on. And then this relay powers up the fan right here. There's a little fan back here that blows the heat through this baffle out these vents and up underneath here off of the wood burner. Okay. I also have a switch here, a timer switch. This is going to be for the draft fan, which is a smaller 12 volt fan right here that pushes air into the bottom of the wood burner to feed the fire for when you start it, because the air inlet is on the top of this wood stove, so it's hard to get a draft going because the air goes in through the top along to the front, and then it goes into the top of a baffle on top of the wood stove and then out the chimney. So the draft is on a 15-minute timer, which can be reset to make starting the fire a little bit easier. And to tell this system when the wood stove is heated up, we have a switch right here. This activates about 120 degrees, so I'll stick that on. Let me grab a thermometer. There's one right here. There is a fire in there right now. Let's see if I can't get that. We're about 140 degrees, so we just gotta see. That's about 112, so it'll probably kick on pretty soon, if not right now. So when this switch hits 120 degrees, this relay is going to turn on and feed the other two relays. So while that's happening, I'll go over what controls this relay now. The DC power powers up that draft fan as well as powers up the signal circuit. So the one switch is hooked up to the positive going to all three of these relays. These are DC activated switches. I don't want to go touching that right now because I just turned it on and it's plugged in, but it's kind of hard to stab the hot because there's only one hot right now, but I'm going to try and keep my fingers out of here. But this is all DC over here, so we have 12 volts. Once that one switch on the stove gets hot, we'll have 12 volts positive going to all three relays. And this one gets negative as soon as it kicks on. This gets negative all the time from the power supply. And then these two, the negative is controlled by thermostat switches. So there's one upstairs and one downstairs. These are just a continuity switch. Just kicked on now. This is a simple continuity switch. That's going to be off because we're right around 58 degrees in here. So if I turn it up to 60, it clicks and it turns the fan on. So I'm going to go over and show those relays quick. So right now it's off. Looks like the light's messing me up. Here, I'm going to see if I can't get this plastic off of here. Very carefully, because I'm getting some glare. There we go. Now I'm still getting glare. Let me see where that light's at. There we go. See, now that's the switch hooked up to the stove right here, which has continuity, turning that relay on, which feeds the hot AC current to the other two relays. So this relay, as you can see, it's off right now. I gotta be careful I don't go poking anything. This relay is currently off right now. This one's on, so I'm gonna go turn the switch on over here. We're gonna turn this up to about 62. And that just closes the circuit. Now that relay is on and powering up that fan. So now there's airflow going through this fan and blowing heat out. Once the kitchen gets up to temperature over here, now I have the same exact setup upstairs for the fan blowing the heat from downstairs upstairs. So let me go turn that on, and I'll turn you guys back on. Okay, hang on. Okay, this is the thermostat upstairs. We'll turn this up till whatever the temperature is in here. Looks like the temperature's 65 up here. So we'll leave it right there. And that fan gets pushed right up through here. I can turn that off right here too. I can turn that off. And you'll see that fan coming to a stop. So that goes right down to the wood stove. We'll turn that back on. Ooh, let me turn that light off. Okay. Now you can see everything's running right now. And if the stove gets cold, we'll just pull this off to replicate the cold stove. Then eventually all of these relays are going to turn off. So, not sure I'm going to get that on camera. Gonna try. Okay, we're about 100 degrees. This thing will kick off about 90. It'll kick off.
Just to change that propane, now I used to have to use wrenches. You just have to use the pliers or something, ain't it? Okay.
And check it every time you hook it up or unhook it, just in case. And it's off. See, it's about 70 degrees and it kicks off. This is going to set up on top. It's going to have 2 screws, so it's just one switch and one knob. Hope you found that interesting. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up and have a good day. Bye.